Now, I do know when I spoke to you before that you mentioned that you're into fashion designing, and
Yeah.
now you also have movies as a career where you just butted into. So, is there some kind of synergy you're looking to, get fashion and movies some way into your life both together?
Definitely, because fashion designing is what I'm studying right now, and I would like to become a fashion designer, and that is the path that I have chosen. And movies is something which I got only because of my dad and mom are in this field. So I wouldn't like to let that go as well. So even this is also like my this acting is something which I had in my mind since when I was a kid. So I definitely don't want that to I definitely don't want to leave that. I want film to be a part of my life, and in future movies are not going to stay for like lifelong. So
True.
definitely fashion design is always going to be there with me. uh, I have these ideas of also designing costumes for my dad's movies also. So I was thinking, let me first pass out. I have one more year left.
So, how do you think it's going to be for you now? Because your friends and your peers and all that know that you've gone for a film shoot and you're also acting with big stars and you're directed by a massive director, Mr. Priyadarshan. You're going to go back to college again and you're going to be sitting with your friends. Are you prepared for the pokes that you're going to get from different angles saying that, hey, you're an actress
I
now?
think I've already started getting pokes from different sides, but I'm very excited to get back to college and meet my friends, and they should be excited as well. And I've already started listening to the echoes of treats,
Okay.
treat, all from all my friends. So I'm just excited to meet them, and I'm sure they'll be very happy. All of them are like, oh my god, I can't wait to say that my friend is acting in a movie. So they're all excited.
In fact,
So
I think this is the first time I've really heard of a debutante getting into a movie that's a supernatural thriller. Generally you have different streams that you get with the entertainer and so on and so forth. Of course, this is an entertainer as well. So when you got the script the first time and when Mr. Priyadarshan told you, okay, this is what it's going to be, you're going to be set on something that is spooky and bumps you at night, so what is your feeling to that? Did you think to yourself, oh my God, is this going to be on the lines of The Exorcist or something? Am I getting into something too fast, too soon?
actually, yeah, because the day he called me, I was in London when I got his call. He told me, there is my next movie, Geetanjali. You are playing the role in it. You are the main lead role in it. Lal Uncle is doing Dr. Sunny, and Nishan is pairing with it. I was like, oh my god! It was like, what happened? All of a sudden, I was like, Uncle, are you sure? I mean, I'm not confident enough if I'll be able to do it. And I had no idea why he called me. I mean, he's never seen. I have done quite a few childhood roles when I was in my dad's own movie, and he's never seen them, I suppose. But I was wondering, why did he call me? I mean, has he seen anything? And even if he has the confidence in me, I was wondering, how can he be so confident that even I'm not confident enough? So he was like, you don't worry about anything, I'll make you do it. And that was like a boost up. I was like, okay, he's telling me that he'll make me do it. And I came here, he never gave me the script like for the first few weeks. And then I think the first few days I was really tensed. In fact, my first day, the first shot was like getting tense. So I was like, okay, let me keep the tension in me so that I don't have to act too much. And then later he was like, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, be yourselves, don't get tensed, and just do it how you have to do it. Be calm. And I was really shy because there were so many people around. And but then I think it took like hardly 3 days for me to get into the role and gel up with everyone. And then I was quite okay.
I need to ask you a very straightforward question. It's not embarrassing to ask. I'm sure it's not embarrassing to answer this as well because I've seen people go through it. After your first take,
Yeah.
initially, you've done your first take, okay, this is it, it started. Now there's no turning back, I've done it, I've seen the lights, I'm under the camera, it's all here. What was your reaction afterwards? Everything was over. Did you go into the loo or something, look in the mirror and say, finally I've done this?
Actually, my first take, as I said, it was getting tensed. So I was actually quite okay because I was already tensed. So I didn't leave that tension for me. and then I went to the monitor. I checked it. I was quite happy with it, but still I wanted to hear it from others' mouth. So I went and asked Priyan uncle first. He never told me anything. He was like, oh, okay, fine. And I went. My problem is once I finish it, I go and ask everyone, assistant directors, people from the unit, everyone. So everyone gives their own opinions. And I went, and then I had my sister with me that day, and I went and asked her as well. So she was like, it was okay, calm down. And then I was like, okay, fine. Then Priyan uncle never said anything for the first few days, like, you're doing good or whatever. I was like, why is he not saying anything? And my sister was like, if he doesn't say anything, that means it's good. Because my sister has worked with him before.
Okay.
So she was like, if he doesn't say anything, that means it's good. If he says something, it's bad, then it's really bad. So unless and until he says anything, you don't have to worry about anything.
True.
So I was like, okay, fine. But of course, I did go to the loo. I did that again. I tried doing that again, and I was like, okay, quite happy. I was like, okay.
So now that you've done the first bit, now there's only very little more to go till you finish and wrap up your first movie per se. What has been for you the biggest challenge as a debutant actress? I know one is definitely getting into the role and so on and so forth, but is there anything else that comes into play that for you personally has been the biggest challenge ever? Maybe living up to expectations, was that one of the biggest things?
Yeah, living up to meeting others' expectations is something very important, because this is not the second part of Manichitra Tar actually, saying, because it's not an extension of that movie.
True.
But it's just Dr. Sunny who's coming back, but obviously people think that it's the second part of Manichitra Tar, and they have this thing in their mind like I'm doing the lead role in the movie, so people think me like a Shobana.
True.
So many people asked me, so do you have a dance and a song in the climax like how Shobana did? Do you do all those actions what Shobana did? I was like, oh freak, no, it's not like that. It's totally different. So that's the kind of expectations that people have, and also being Menaka's and Suresh's daughter, that's another thing to be taken care of. So I have to meet a lot of expectations. So just looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it's all going good and people will be happy with whatever I'm doing.
What happens mostly, what I've heard rather in the industry, is that once you've done your first movie, or as you're finishing your first movie, you suddenly get offers coming from different avenues. Has that happened already?
Yeah, I have started getting quite a few offers already, but again, I'm just making sure that I have a really nice role, and I would like to do some roles like really very challenging roles and movies like that. So I'm just making sure that now I have one more year left. So I'm trying to pick the best out of the offers that I'm getting.
How do you get yourself into the character and then get out of it? This is for people who want to be actresses and actors for the future. I mean, taking into consideration that you haven't taken any kind of training whatsoever.
Yeah.
Generally, people take a lot of training, you go to method acting classes and so on and so forth, and then they know how to do that, how to get out of character and get into character. How do you do that? How do you become a normal girl after playing a certain role? Is that because the character right now allows you to do that?
Getting out of the character is something very easy because I'm just back, it's just me. Getting into the character, I don't think once I get the dialogues and things, I read through it, and if there are any dialogues to be, if I have to by heart them, I by heart them. And once I get into the role, that is like probably only during rehearsal, that's when I think that okay, this is my character. And Priyan uncle, every time he keeps reminding me, see, this is your character. It's supposed to be like this. Your character is supposed to be like this. If you're angry, you have to be angry. Things like that. So he reminds me the turning points of my character, the values of my character. So that keeps repeating in my mind. Okay, this is how I am. So I don't think too much. Once I'm in the character, okay, I know who this character is, and this is how I'll probably do when I am this character. So what I try to do is I just step into the foot of that character. I just think that I am this character and I just give it out. So I don't think too much, I don't plan too much. Once I'm in that role, once I'm into that character, I just think that yes, that is me, and I just give a shot. So
So now I know I'm not supposed to delve into what the character is all about too much. You already given us a brief about it. But let's talk about your role per se. When you get into the character, is there a lot of emotion that has to, I mean, is there a lot of emoting that has to be done because your character plays a certain role? Like from being, probably very happy, from being frightened to really being very scared, which is the same thing as being frightened.
Yeah.
And then,
There are certain circumstances and the climax and a few places where lots of psychological things happening. So there are a lot of challenging parts where challenging things played around at the end. So those are all like everything. I'm doing everything for the first time. Till now I've hardly smiled in the movie, so you can understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So lot to learn, lot more to go.
So hopefully the next couple of roles that you get to smile more than just be frightened all the
Yeah,
time.
I might definitely get a smile at the end of this movie because the shooting is not yet over. I have a few songs coming up and there are a lot more to come. But still, I'm a very smiling person every time. So once I get into the character, I'm like, it's a totally different thing for me. So, lot to learn and long way to go.
So what do you think is going to be your biggest challenge after this now? After the movie is over, is it going to be taking the roles that you want or putting your foot down and saying, no, this is what character that I need? Have you thought about that? Or is it going to be like, I know you're going to be picky and choosy as to what kind of roles you want to do, but do you think that's going to be your challenge going forward? Or do you think you're going to have, Director Petaljan again coming and saying, listen, I need to do this for me as well? Is that also there in the purview of what could happen in the future?
I would like to mainly concentrate on character-oriented roles, like really some nice roles. And I don't have anything in my mind like right now, like this is the kind of character which I need to do. This is the kind of character which I would like to do. But somewhere where I get some attention, and somewhere where people could say that okay, Keerthi has done this role in this movie. So where the role gets an attention. I really like the role in this Tamil movie called Marian, where Parvati had played her role in it. It was really nice. Roles like that. Those are the kind of things which I would like to work on. But of course, if Priyan Uncle calls me in between, I would definitely come.
Now I know I'm getting all these calls from other people saying that enough, don't take too much of the time. She wanted back on set right now. But thank you so much. Thanks for the time with us and telling us as to what experience has been. Onam is coming up. Is there anything you'd like to tell to the people, our viewers and everybody as to how it is for you to being someone who's come back to Kerala and you're doing it again? So anything to say about Onam and you'd like to wish our viewers? I'm sure you would like to do that.
Definitely. I would like to wish all the viewers a very happy Onam. Have a very nice Sadhya, Pookalam and everything. Once again, happy Onam everyone. And happy Onam to you too.
Thank you so much, and same to you and to everybody at home and also to the people on the sets and so on and so forth. I really thank you for spending so much time with us and being really
thank you so much for calling me.
No problem. It's been a pleasure and I hope that you do really well. I'm sure you will, and all the best for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.